Keith Holmes. Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins.
Mr. Wayne, I want you to obey my commands at all times. Respect the bell, and above all, protect yourself at all times. God bless. Touch him up. Touch him up. Everything is fine.
Inside and making him shorten his punches up.
Yeah, that's the way it is with most guys, especially with the longer arms. They need that extension for power.
This is where
African Hebrew Israelites.
No punch, no punch.
Favored Hopkins, 10 of 31 for 32%. Holmes, only 6 of 36. Holmes landing only 2 of 27 jabs.
Don't punch, don't punch. Step.
He's got eyes like flashlights. You can believe you got to stay real close to them. You throw.
Hopkins partially blocked by Holmes. Now Hopkins goes to the body with success.
Let him out, let him out. Don't punch. Don't punch, don't punch.
Hopkins is pretty smart. He watches when the referee is on one side, and he hits down low. He's certain the referee can't see him.
The 22-7 edge in Power Connect. Hopkins with a hard right hand up the middle.
trying to make Holmes take the lead and then counter him. Something Holmes would be.
The Holmes.
So Hopkins has managed to put Holmes on the defensive.
To be about 6'6", to peep over some of those.
Hopkins
You're right.
diving in to go to the body there.
Hopkins is watching the referee.
Is leading up to this. If I can't knock out Keith Holmes, I don't deserve to win this tournament. This won't go the distance. Holmes said, let him talk. It's starting to become more of a close quarters brawl. Not active enough. Looked like his fight in the first round. Hasn't been able to sustain it. And in the third round was fighting Hopkins' fight.
Bernard Hopkins, interestingly enough, starts out circling the wrong way. Goes to the right. Keith Holmes should pop him with the straight left. He can't be inside before Smokey yells break. Yet, Bernard Hopkins behind those elbows and tie him up, or he's just going to keep working inside.
He's
Holmes
a fish out of water inside, isn't he, George?
Energy goes.
Box.
Claimed to the referee, and that's why.
Don't punch, step.
This is Holmes' chance now to jump on him.
Hopkins landed the little low blow. Holmes looked right at the referee.
Now look. Holmes is about an inch or an inch and a half taller than Hopkins. About 4 inches taller than Hopkins' trunks.
Hopkins been very successful at. That's well said.
Let him out, Bernard, let him out. Hands up, keep him up, Bernard.
Body shot by Holmes was his most effective punch so far.
Reaching and jumping in as much.
Coming into the fight, it was a given that if Holmes wanted to win, he would have to be busier. Totally preoccupied with the notion that Hopkins would foul them. And it accounted for the bulk of their conversation in our fighter meeting. Does a fighter already have an advantage if the opponent is thinking all the time about the possibility that he'll be fouled?
And Hopkins is doing all of the above also. So he was worried about them. Now they're happening. The ref has got to do something now.
Time.
Low blow. And a point deduction by Smoger.
You're on the other clock.
There's a swelling that has begun around the left eye.
Well, the corner can work on that left eye, but those punches below the belt and on the legs that he's received, can't work on that. Too many rounds built against him. He's got to fight.
What's happening here, Larry?
Well, Bernard Hopkins had to go to South America to win his middleweight title. And he's still going to South America.
Some of those punches.
The example last week, but you know, Marco Antonio Barrera, every time he thought he was fouled, he didn't wait for the referee to discipline that.
What I meant is Holmes should be more, because you can lose. Referee's already taken a point from your opponent.
So just fight harder, huh?
Just fight harder. Fight him.
That's what Dave Jacobs trying to get him to do.
He's equally as good a fighter.
Halfway through round 6. Keith Holmes still not getting enough punches off. Jabs per round coming in.
Borderline punches by Hopkins. Too much holding by Holmes. Both
Up. He thinks Holmes is holding, but what happens when Hopkins misses? He grabs him by the waist and pull him in.
Wraps the right hand like an old-time fighter. Hides his chin behind his shoulder like an old-time fighter.
59-54. A low blow is anything below the belly button. Now, I can't see Keith Holmes a low blow. I mean, either Smoker's got to pull those trunks down on the waistband as legal blows, and that's all there is to it.
The referee seems to let those go.
Yep.
Protective cup on his legs.
Hopkins steps in and seizes the initiative with body punching again.
Well, and Hopkins is throwing more punches with really mean intentions. Holmes isn't.
That doesn't make sense. You got to throw punches.
Hopkins 24-48 in what has become tactically an easy fight for Bernard. To the point where it would be obvious that Holmes needs them against an opponent the caliber of Hopkins.
Probably what he needs in his life. Get out there and go for a knockout. Make guys respect you.
Now Holmes begins to wake up and fire.
Beneath all of this, Hopkins is really a good fighter, you know.
Last warning.
Watch you reverse.
I know.
So having once previously deducted a point from Hopkins for low blows, deduct a point, deduct another point.
Clear about it. He really told Bernard, either you keep them punches up or I'm going to disqualify
So
you.
why not another point deduction, Harold?
He could have. Let's put it that way. You know, you got to realize you got 2 world champions in there.
Did more. Hopkins to disqualify himself. Throw the right hand loop.
He stands back there and wait on Holmes. He can.
That was the right hand loop. And there's a straight right hand that hurt Keith Holmes up the middle. And another straight right hand hurts him again.
In a fight like this, you almost pull for Hopkins to don't go to the body, just win the fight on top.
Yeah.
But you'd hate to see this tournament begin with a disqualification.
Garada.
Yep.
Garada.
Seen it before.
If you only just
In Holmes' corner, but keeps his footing and pounds Holmes with the right hand. Hopkins goes to the body. Tell us what it's like. Well, we'll find out in a live interview with Tito and William Joppi.
Okay, Jim, I mean, this is a team with left hands coming in. He doesn't do it. Bernard's just getting inside and ripping vicious shots to the body and winning each round based on clean punching.
Hopkins next, better go to the salt mine. There you are. Good straight. Left hand to the jaw.
Hands are loose.
Yes, Harold Letterman's here.
That's the kind of fight Bernard would have appreciated. Hard knocks. His 5-year penitentiary education. Keith Holmes has landed only 37 of 208 jabs in this fight. That's an 18% connect percentage, about half of what Holmes is usually able to do with the jab. That has given Hopkins free rein. Pot shot him inside and out. And there's a solid left hook that wobbles Holmes. And let's see if the executioner can execute it.
That was the closest thing to a knockdown that we've seen so far. Top of the head, too, nowhere near the low shots.
Well, if Holmes wants to do anything here, he's got to take some chances, and you wonder if he's going to.
Another left hook lands flush. Holmes just not doing much to keep Hopkins off of him.
Break, come on. Get up. No knockdown. Come on, go over here.
Fascinating corner work there.
This is a fight. When you go 12 rounds, it's the judges who count.
Harold, how do you have it through 11?
Come on, Keith.
Okay, Jim. 10 rounds for Bernard Hopkins. 1 round.
Yeah, that was not a hard shot.
109.
You're not going to get it that way, Keith. You got to fight it to win it.
My young days, Larry, if you had said that to me, I would have come out of the ring and gotten you.
If I'd have said what?
What you just said to Holmes in his face.
Yeah, but he won't go out and get the guys fighting. Why would he come out the ring and get me? Well, that's true. And he hasn't shown us any will.
Really been smart about the way he's going about whipping this guy. He's done a good job.
Hopkins would love to finish this up by knocking Holmes out, having said for weeks that if he didn't knock Holmes out, he didn't deserve to be undisputed middleweight champion. He's so crafty, George. It's like he's playing games in there.
He's a good fighter. I don't know what's with the...
Now here's the guy who seems to be way ahead. The guy who's behind has conceded the fight, it appears.
Now the WBC and the IBF middleweight champion of the world, continuing in the series, Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins.